Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we will be looking at the Grace meeting today from Fairview on the Poly, the 25th of May. We're 7 months away from Christmas. Unbelievable. For those persons who are watching this video for the first time, what Outsider Genie do is we do a form analysis and then we select outsider selections that we give you so that you can add on to your own selections and thereby giving the dividend. I'll show you an example of exactly that just now. How does that work? So you are going to subscribe to this video. Just click on the button and ring the bell, and then you can subscribe to our first service. We are currently on Twitter. You can find us there. Our Instagram is not active, and every day I promise I'll look into it, but one of these days I'm going to surprise you with that. And then our number is 0835855133. Yesterday I received this compliment. It says, just a word of thanks to you, Outsider Genie. Today I used your selections and was lucky to win on both my all-to-come bets. Race 1, number 1 for the place. Race 2, number 5 for the place, with number 6 in race 5 for the win, my own selection. And as I said, this is a typical thing where this person took some of my bets, added some of his bets, and he won nicely. And then he also did the same one, race 1, number 1 for the place, race 2, number 5 for the place, and race 6, number 6 for the win, which was our Outsiders Genie's best bet of the day. Well, earlier in the day when I did my selections early in the morning, that horse was 5-1, and that was number 6, Joker Palace. That horse eventually jumped at 13-2. Now, what I want to say is, there's not many tipsters in this country that would have given you 5-1 or the 13-2 best bet for the day. I use your all-to-come bets and selections as a basis for my bets. I am very grateful winning 2 all-to-come bets. Keep up the good work. You sure make betting a fun, rewarding experience. As I mentioned before, that really enlightens my day, and it really makes the time and effort I put into Outsider Genie worth my while. You can sign up now for Outsider Genie. You can get a 14-day package for 175 Rand. Our normal package is 500 Rand. If you sign up now, from now till the end of May, you can get selections till the end of June for 400 Rand. And then if you sign up for the rest of the champion season till end of onto the 30th of July, normal value would have been 1,000 Rand, now only 650. So with this package, you'll receive all selections, including all the big races during the rest of the Gold Circle Champion season, including Vodacom selections. To receive both packages, we also got the top bet selections. You can just add 100 Rand to the price of the package you choose. So then we launched this new service. This is people who are not interested in trifectas, exactas, and quartets, and just giving a little bit more information. We give you 2 top bets, 2 each way value bets. We give you 3 all-to-comes, a top all-to-come, a value all-to-come that you can play each way, and also outside all-to-come. Outside all-to-comes has not won yet, but one of these days, one of these outside all-to-comes is going to win, and you're going to be standing in a pale queue laughing, thanking Outsider Genie. Then we also give you a free pick 6 selections. We give you our normal value one for not more than 150 Rand for 1%. A pick 6 that can be played for 5%, and then a pick 6 which we build around our top and value bets for 100%, so you can then take a percentage that suits you. Then for jackpot players, they can just use the middle legs of the pick 6, and the cost for the service will be 10 Rand a day. Irrespective if there are 1 or 2 meetings, the cost will be 300 Rand a month. So we've got 3 packages. You can subscribe now or on before the 31st of May, and the normal cost 300 Rand, you pay 255. Subscribe before 31st of May to end of July, cost 600 Rand, you pay 480. Package free, subscribe on or before 31st of May, 3-month package June, July, August, normal price 900, you pay 675 Rand. So to receive both packages, data analysis selections and top 8, selections, add 100 Rand to the price of the package you choose. Then subscribe to our service. As we say, we offer you box exacta selections, quartet selections, trifecta selections. I'll talk about the quartet selections just now. We give you race by race selection, outright winner to possible outsider selections, value bets. Sometimes those value bets don't win, but they pay like 8-9 Rand a place. We give you best bet of the day, like yesterday we gave you that 13-2 winner. We gave you trifectas and quartets, affordable PA for 64 Rand, which you can add on or whatever, and then also affordable pick 6, which you can play as is or add into that. And then you will receive your selections on a sheet of a sheet like this. Your all to come bets, win and place, daily value bet, best bet, and then your pick 6 and PA. So let us quickly look at our yesterday's results. In the first race, I was preaching that I cannot see how number 2 could jump at 7 to 8, 9 to 10, and he never featured. He got a slight bump at the start, but not that much that it could affect him. The horse couldn't even run a place, and I was on Maxime de Noir, which ran around a little bit. And if this horse went straight, I'm sure he would have won the race, paying 2.60 Rand a place. But the nice thing is here, for 360 Rand, I gave you guys the quartet paying 13,000 Rand. Then I was strong on flying first class, and flying first class, you could get 11 to 1 at the jump. Then in the third race, Command Control won. In the third race, I was there on a number 9 horse. I can't remember the name now, but that didn't really feature. In race number 4, I was strong on Royal Kitty, and Royal Kitty, lost the race head up, head down. I was actually from the meaning that he might have even be a little bit of a concern for a race review, at least, because Eager Duchess was moving on to Royal Kitty, but there wasn't even a race review. Then in race 5, we had Montana Sky as one of our outsider selections. We also mentioned Smart William and 12 Ramson Zari Road, but not the winner there. Then we get to race 6, where we gave you Majorca Palace. Although under tote it paid 4.20, at the bookmakers there were 13 to 2 available at the jump. Then here at race 12, our outside selection number 11 Flying Star ran 4th, but we missed it here. And that is also where our pick 6 went out in the second last leg. I was so hoping that we could go through here as we had the field for the last leg. In the last race, number 6, someone exciting. I've been preaching someone exciting for a while now, and then yesterday I just gave it a miss, and then it came up. But that's the way it goes. The pick 6 paid a whopping over 260,000. The PA 292 Rand. Surely some value that was around. So now let's look at a Fairview card today. We in the first race we have a maiden juvenile. So let us just have a look at a betting. Number 7, Silent Observer 9 to 20. Server Babe 4 to 1. Ladonia Mia 13 to 2. 12 to 1. Catch to Cat 12 to 1. Deresco and 22 to and longer the rest. Then race number 2, Blue Duchess 13 to 20. 28 to 10. Tarsus Wolfgang 7 to 2. Interpret Traveler 12 to 1. 16 to 1. Deal Dive Captain 20 to 1. Twin Falls. So you didn't race too much. Selection is the number 1 horse. It surely looked like after number 2 horse that this filly will be hard to beat in this race. He's still unbeaten, 5 from 5 on the poly, and this horse has really taken to the surface, and I think still well in on the weight, but although the handicap, he's catching up on her now. In my outsider selection is number 4, Wolfgang. He was running on the turf his last 2 races, but I do feel that this horse is much better on the poly. He has a good record on the poly, so I think today Wolfgang definitely inclusion in all of your bets. Then also number one, definitely also Tarsus. He also likes the poly. He's coming from a small race. I don't know if he will need a run, but I do feel that number two has got a beating of him. In another horse that you might include into your betting, into your play for quartets and trifectas, is number 5, Dive Captain. Also, this horse has a nice record on the poly. 6 out of 9 was either win or place, and now back on the poly again here, and Frans Harold on board, and I'm sure this horse is also going to give a good account of himself. Then you have Lyle Hewitt in the Interpret Trevor, ran a dismal race last time, and has been battling of late, but can come back to form any time. So maybe one to watch for the back end of your quartets, but only 6 runners, so you can't expect a huge quartet in this race anyway. So then we move on to race number 3, a maiden plate over 1900 meters, and here the betting is as follows. Number 3, Blunt Horizon, 33 to 10, 7 to 2, Highway Star, 5 to 1, Cape Bates, 8 to 1, Slightly Spanish, Kingsford, 8 to 1, Go Ahead, 8 to 1, Bring Back the Money, 10 to 1, 15 to 1, and better the rest. So here in race 3, my first selection is the number 8 horse, which is Go Ahead. This horse is a Give Me the Green Light by a Model Man Mare, and ran well last time, I would think, but was I saw was boxed, and he had nowhere to go. And by the time he got going, the race was over. Now today, running on the first time on poly, and I've just got a feeling that this horse might be a little bit better on the poly, and therefore my selection number 8, Go Ahead. Then for outside selections, I went with number 7, Big Splash, Marco van Rensburg. This horse didn't run such a good race last time, but I think he was there and thereabouts and just faded. But I'm thinking that the distance was too short, and that if you look at the breeding, a Porter Palace by Richmond's Gold Mare, this horse is going to like the extra distance, and therefore I do favor him. He ran a decent race behind Homer Featured 2-way runs back, but that was also on the turf. Now I think today on the poly, surely I think Big Splash can make an impact here. Then number 12 is my other outsider selection, Cape Bates, Rui Mkotswa on board, Sharon Kotson. They are surely in a good space, including the winners. And I think you can ignore the last run. I don't know what happened there, but his horse has been placed on the poly once, 1 run, 1 place, and I'm sure today he's going to give a good account of himself. And then also we have to look at number 3, which is Burned Horizon. It's a Flower Alley by National Assembly Mare. Will certainly appreciate the longer distance. That ran unwell last time out on the poly, and surely a huge runner in this race. Number 3, Burned Horizon. And then we move on to race number 4, the second leg of the Pick 6, all to come maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1600 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 6 is Red, White, and Blue, 72, Queen Louise, 4 to 1, Elusive Zoe, 4 to 1, in Between Dreams, 9 to 2, Wild Earth, 13 to 10, and 14 to 10, and longer the rest. So here in race 4, my selection is the number 3 horse, which is Elusive Zoe. Elusive fought by Lecture Me. This horse came from Cape Town last time out on the poly, and it ran a really good race, just being caught late by Garage, tired late. But I think of Lyle Hewitt on board today, you will certainly ride the horse to the best of his ability. And I'm thinking number 3, Elusive Zoe, a huge runner in this field. And for outsider selections, I went with number 2, Let's Rock. Let's Rock is a filly that we have a small share on. Yeah, she pulled up lame last time out, and John gave her a nice rest, and everything is fine. She's working well. And in a previous race behind Without Blessing, was there and thereabouts. And also, you can see previously behind Miss Trips was running on, comes from draw 11. So I would think that we try and get a good position and then let the horse just run on at the end of the race. I don't think we will take the horse to the front from that draw. I think that will be a bit of a suicide mission. So we'll just jump and see where we're at and then just let the horse run on his own ability. Then also we have number 8, Wild Earth, Grant Kotson again, Sharon Kotson, Rima Kotwa. This horse ran an improved race last time out on turf, and I have to bring form to the poly. Was also in that race behind Courage, a few lengths behind our selection. But this is the type of horse that Sharon Kotson can win with, so maybe a nice inclusion into your bets. And then we have a look at number 6. Number 6 is the Greef Runner, Coup de Graaf filly by Blackman and Louis May. Nicely bred. The 1600 will probably suit, so do include in all of your play. Number 6, red, white, and blue. Then we move on to race number 5, which is a Merida 68 handicap over 1600 meters. And here the betting is as follows. 3-1, Reach for the Line. Capernaum 4-1, Mary Lee 4-1, Zigzag 11-2, Frankie Two Shoes 13-1, Turn It Up Harvey 14-1, Ruby 15-1, and 21, and better the rest. And here in this race, my first selection is the number 9 horse, which is Zigzag from Cliffy Miller's stable. But from draw 10, which is a concern, but I ran a really good race last time on the poly, running 22.8, and before that ran at 21.7. And I think today the 1600 meters is going to suit this horse down to the ground. He'll be running on strongly, and I'm looking forward to number 9 standing in the winner's box after this race. And for outsider selections, we're going to go for number 2, which is Capernaum. Did run well last time out over the 1900 meters. Now a little bit down in distance, but I'm sure that shouldn't be a problem. We'll also probably again go to the front. And then also number 3, Mary Lee, also that's there and thereabouts, always involved in the finish. So keep a lookout for that one. And then number 1 is the favorite, Reach for the Line, went to the front. IO said, IO Silver went clear. I never saw this horse again. And I would probably think from draw 11, they're going to do exactly the same again today. Just jump and go and see, catch me if you can. So and that really is a dangerous exercise, because the horse can also tire and then just die if he goes too fast. And there is a 3 kilogram penalty for the last win. So one will have to wait and see how number 1 Reach for the Line fares. Then we get to race number 6, which is a fillies and mare 70 handicap over 1,000 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Lady Catherine 12-10, Escape to Vegas 9-2. Number 6, Variety Breeze 7-1, Balarama 9-1, 12-1, Ambra 12-1, Tali Al Ghul, and 13-1, and longer the rest. So here in race 6, my first selection is number 6, Variety Breeze, a VAR by Wintrust Mare. I'm sure that 1,000 meters is going to suit this horse, coming from Cape Town for the first time, running on the poly. Now, this horse is now running in a D Division 67. And as you can see, has run before against 76, 76, 75, run against the likes of Galactic Star, which is a 3-time winner, Seeking the Star, a champion in the making. Captelva, also a multi-time winner. So I do think that this horse today, last time ran behind Captain Dizzy, I think that was his 2nd or 3rd row win in a row. And I'm thinking number 6, Variety Breeze today here, coming off a short rest. But I'm thinking this is going to be a huge runner in this race, Variety Breeze. My outsider is number 5, Opera Spring. Also a horse coming from Kenilworth. Has been running over longer distances, but also coming off a 90-day race. Might just find that the race did him well. Has won over 1250, so certainly not without a chance. And it might even be that a longer distance didn't suit the horse, and he might be suited to the shorter. And this is Shannon Devoy riding for his brother. So Opera Swing, also a nice outsider to include. Currently in the betting is 16-1. Then my other outsider selections is number 10, which is Hello Tomorrow for the Rock Stable. Calvin Habib on board. This horse just won his maiden in Greyville. Has had one run on a poly where he ran second. And this horse can be anything coming from KwaZulu-Natal. And maybe I'm hoping for number 10, Hello Tomorrow, to run a big race here for Jared Ruck. Then we move on to race number 7. Race number 7, where we have a betting world mirror, the 78 handicap over 1200 meters. And we have got number 1, a regimental strong favorite, 13-2, Boss Boy 9-2, Alpha Papa 9-2, 10-1, Elegant General, winning it 16-1, 20-1, and better the rest. So here in race 7, now I have to stick with the favorite. This horse has won 3 races in a row, has done nothing wrong, certainly in with a huge chance today. But I'm not going to banker it, because I also like the looks of number 2, Vars Boy. Vars Boy certainly has also run some huge races, running here in a D72, has been running in a 93 last time behind Irv Hour, which might have been a little bit too far, C79, C79. So has also won over this course, and this is 3 runs, 1 win, a second and a third. And with Lyle Hewitson, you take your chances, and there's just no way that I'll leave this horse out of any of my calculations. Then for outsider selections, you might also want to look at number 3, Winging 8, and number 8, Elegant General, for quartet purposes. And then obviously number 1 is your strong contender. So then we move on to race number 8, which is a Phyllis and Mayer 66 handicap. And certainly I would think this is the most open race of the day, where they're betting number 4, Remy 33-10, Natural Trade 6-1, Sulair 7-1, New Bell 7-1, Macro 12-1, Downsy Girl 14-1, 15-1, Earth Star, Quick Wit 16-1, 16-1, Paris Opera in Full Bloom 16-1, Silver Fontaine 18-1, Cyber Security 20-1, and longer the rest. So here in race 8, my first selection is the number 15 horse, Silver Fountain, Sharon Kotzen, Stella Naidu. This horse has been running on strongly in both his last 2 races, the one on turf and the one on poly. And this horse has got a reasonable record on the poly, has been placed quite a few times. And I'm just thinking from a 53 today, Silver Fountain, and the draw 8 is going to run a huge race today. Definitely not to be left out. And then outsider selections for me is number 16, Earth Star, Jaap Visser stable. I like the look of this horse on the poly. He's run some decent races on the poly. He's getting the -2.5, so it's only carrying 49.5. And last time on the poly, ran on from way behind, from last place to 6 lengths behind, but at a 22.9. Before that, the same happened, 21.5. And before that, ran at 23.6. All decent 400 to finish. And I think today with the lightweight, Earthstar can certainly pull off a surprise in this race. And then my other outsider selection is the number 12 horse, which, but for the draw, would have been my first selection. This horse ran on the poly behind Ginger Paths to Glory, and Ginger Paths to Glory has won again since. And yeah, last time out, I ran a decent race in a 67, now running in a 62 behind Elusive Jad. Like to finish outpaced late, one pace late, but I think that number 12 can definitely be upset material. And then obviously we're going to look at number 4, the favorite Remy. I think also in with a huge chance in this race. Remy definitely in with a chance. Ran nicely behind Radiant Love. Last time out, made late progress. A Silvano by a National Assembly, nicely bred, drawn 4. And then also I want to mention number 5, Natural Jade. I did win last time out, and certainly is in with a chance again. Number 5, Natural Jade, really won well and can follow up from that. So that brings us to the end of my preview, and I hope I could point you in the right direction and for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.